Hi, I'm Jim Hardina, and today I'm going to talk about how to go from zero to your first marathon. So two big questions people have. Probably the biggest question is, what kind of shape do I need to be in to start training for a marathon? I've talked to a lot of people say, oh, I'd like to do a marathon, or that's, something, but I'm just not a runner. I don't think I can do it. That has nothing to do with it. First off, it's, you need to decide, I'm going to do a marathon, and you don't have to be a runner to finish a marathon. But to answer the question, what kind of fitness level do I need to be in? You need to be able to walk 20 minutes at a time, at least 3 days a week. If you can do a walk from your house around the block for 20 minutes and you can do that 3 days a week, you can start a marathon training program. And you should be able, if you have follow some of the steps I'm going to go through, you should be able to finish that marathon in 12 months. Now, if there's any questions on your fitness level and if you are fit enough to start, from a health standpoint, obviously check with your doctor, but that's it. You can start tomorrow if you can walk 20 minutes. So then the next, I'm going to go through 7 steps here on zero to marathon. Very first step, once you said, he said I can do it. He said 20 minutes, I can walk for 20 minutes. Well, then the next first step is to make a decision that you're going to do a marathon. Nothing is accomplished in life until you first decide you're going to do something. Just make a decision. It's been on my list for years. It's something I've wanted to do. I've always wondered, could I? It's been on my bucket list. And you know what? I've been putting it off long enough. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start training for a marathon. And then the very next thing you need to do, once you decide you're going to do it, is take some step of action. Nothing is accomplished until you first decide and take a step of action. People say, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. Well, that's only part of the truth. The other half of the truth is, if you can dream it and you take a step of action towards accomplishing it, then you can achieve it. So, first step I would suggest is pick a race. Go online. Search, a race you want to do. Pick one somewhere between 12, 13, 14, 15 months from now, and decide on the race you want to do, whether that's a local race because you got the convenience of a race in town. You can have family and friends come and watch you. It's easy to get to and from the race. You can sleep in your own bed at night. Or another option is pick a destination race that can be a family trip or kind of a reward mini vacation, whether that's out of state, an international race. We're actually taking a group of first-time marathoners to Honolulu in December for the Honolulu Marathon. We're going to spend a few days after, laying on the beach, surfing, whatever. But that would be a good, kind of a family reward trip. But regardless, pick a race. Pick the race you want to do, go online, and then sign up for it. Now you've taken a step of action. Now you have a goal, which is step number 3, is have a goal. And I'd say write it down. What I do with when I want to accomplish something, the different races I want to accomplish, I write it down on a 3x5 card. I put one on my mirror in my bathroom, one on the computer, one on the refrigerator, one in the car, and I kind of look at that 3x5 card. It says I'm doing this race on this date, and that kind of reminds me you need to get out the door, you need to do the training, and it's kind of exciting also. So write it down. Now you have a goal, you made a decision, and you've taken a step of action. Now it's a goal. Fourth thing you want is a plan. The opposite of a plan is no plan. Here would be a horrible, you either have a well thought out plan or you just kind of have a default plan of whatever happens. So a horrible plan to finish a marathon in 12 months would be, I'm just going to go out there and run. I've done that with, when I was new in the beginning, I just went out and just ran, and I wound up, I just figured, run more, and that's the more is better, and I just ran myself into some injuries. So I would recommend get a well thought out training plan for you specifically. And there's a million ways you can get a training plan. You can hire a coach. There's a lot of online there's some not so good online training plans, but there's some good online resources to get some training plans. So get a training plan for you. and start following the plan. And so you take your training plan. If the training plan says on date X is race day, well, you already have your goal race, so you say, here's race day, and you just plug that into your calendar on your race, and you back into it. And obviously, if it's 12 months from now, you start in month 1 and you work towards month 12. If your race is 14 months out and you're on a 10-month training program or an 8-month training program, well, you just plug in the race date to your race and you just back into it. So now that you have your training plan, what you want to get is some running gear. Now there's a ton of stuff you can get, but you don't need most of it ever, and you only need some of it eventually. But in the beginning, what you're going to definitely want is a good pair of running shoes. Now here's how not to pick running shoes. Running shoes based on price, cheapest available. Running shoes based on style. Running shoes based on, what looks good. There's a lot of different running shoes, and they're designed for specific needs, and you want to get a pair of running shoes that are designed for your gait, your body type, your running style, how you run. And the best way to do that, my recommendation, probably the only way to do that, is go to a running specific shop, a running shop in your town where they specialize in running shoes and running gear. And the good shops will have a treadmill that you can run on, and they will actually either just watch you run or they'll videotape your run, and they'll analyze how you run, you're running barefoot, how your foot strikes, your gait, your running style, and then they'll give you a recommendation on a specific shoe for you based on your running style. Now you're set. The second thing you'll need is you can run in any kind of clothes you want, but I would suggest clothes designed for running, just for the sheer fact that you'll just be more comfortable. And they're dry fit. You want good socks. My opinion, cotton is bad. Cotton leads to chafing because cotton absorbs sweat. So I personally use really thin running specific socks. There's some socks that have a little bit of cushioning. Some people like a little bit thicker, different preferences, but get some good socks, good running shoes, good running clothing, and pretty inexpensive sport, a couple $100, you're in business, and you can get all that stuff at the same running store. Step number 5 would be manage or watch your associations. So, and it kind of seems like, what do you mean associations? Well, associate with people that are going to support you and help you and encourage you, and avoid, the haters that are going to discourage you. And here's kind of an example. When in my early 30s, I was hugely overweight, like 140 pounds overweight, and I finally got disgusted with myself. Enough's enough. I'm going to die of a heart attack if I don't do something. I just didn't like where I was at in life, so I said, I'm going to do something, and I decided I was going to do an Ironman triathlon. And, just said, I'm going to do one. I was phobic of the water, didn't own a bike. I could barely run I couldn't even run 20 minutes. I walk 15 or 20 minutes, but I just made a decision I'm going to do it. And then I started telling people, and I needed a bike. And one of the friends I knew had, she goes, well, I have a friend who is an avid cyclist, or was, and she's kind of stopped riding her bike, and she's actually trying to sell her road bike. So I got a good road bike for like $70. So I was in business. So, you'd be surprised that when you make a decision to do something significant, people will come out of the woodwork to help you and encourage you. But then on the other hand, you're going to have some haters. They're going to have people that think what you want to do is a bad idea. And they'll say, oh, why are you doing that? And, you're going to spend so much time away from your family. And they're going to be a discourager. And we had another family friend who we said, my wife said, Jim's training, doing Ironman triathlon, and she laughed, like literally spontaneously laughed out loud, like, are you kidding me? You're gonna train for, type of thing. So, disassociate with the people that are gonna discourage you, and associate with people that are gonna help you and encourage you. And then you're probably gonna, you're not gonna be motivated every day of the week to get out of bed and go do your run. But you're going to need something that's going to push you a little bit, encourage you. So, get involved with a local running club. There's running clubs. You can have running partners, other like-minded people doing the same thing to encourage you. You can watch Netflix has a bunch of videos. There's, I mean, iTunes has, videos you can watch on running to, encourage you and kind of inspire you and motivate you. So just be around people, and this is really important. Be around people that are going to support you, and read books and watch videos on things that are going to inspire you and encourage you and uplift you. And then 6, you're going to have to create some daily habits. So first question was, how much running do I need to do? And the second, or where do I need to start? The second question is, well, just how much running is involved? So a good training program for a beginner is going to have about 3 to 5 days worth of running, cross-training day, and then a strength day. So you're looking at, I would recommend every beginning runner have at least 1 day off a week of just complete rest, of no exercise or no training or anything at all. So maybe run 4 days a week, do a bike ride. Here would be ideal. I would recommend for a beginner 4 days a week of running, a day a week of easy cycling, a strength training day. Pick another easy run day to do a little bit of strength training. You want to be careful not to do too much. A CrossFit type training thing would be good as a workout, but you don't want to overdo the strength training because you want some recovery. But the key is, proper integration of running over time. You need to be patient with yourself, and it takes a while to get your connective tissue and your muscles and your body used to running. And if you do it gradually and properly in a structured training program, you should be able to avoid injuries. But daily habits of, this is when I'm going to run, this is when I'm doing, before work, after work, when am I doing these different things, and get into a schedule of where you just do the same thing every day. So it's not, in the morning you don't wake up and wonder, am I going to run today? How far am I going to run? How am I going to fit it into my schedule? You just know, today, this is what I'm doing. When I wake up, I'm doing this, or when I get home from work, I'm doing this, or when, my, significant other gets home, then they're going to be with the kids, and I'm going to go out and run. So organize your schedule to fit in your workouts. And then probably the most important step of all is have fun. Remember why you're doing this. Remember it's supposed to be fun. If it's not fun, you're not doing it right. Every day doesn't have to be fun and fun and fun and fun, but the point is just remember you're out there doing something that's fun, you're making your life better, you're improving every day, and celebrate the small victories, and don't be down on yourself, and don't say, oh, I wish I was like so-and-so. Just remember, have fun, improve every day, and constantly get better. So I hope that helps. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email at jim@jimhardina.com. Follow me on Facebook. Go to jimhardina.com with any questions. I'd love to help you. Feel free to ask any question you'd like, and let me know if there's any way I can help. And I hope to see you out there. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.